Yo, what's up everybody, Holy Nice with you here, bringing you Samurai 8 manga review. This was chapter 6, titled O Faithful Samurai. This chapter was very I don't really know how to put it. Like, I'm really trying to enjoy this new manga from Kishimoto, but it's like, it's giving me so many vibes of other series just clamped in together with like this bad drawing art style. Like, I want to say bad, but not something we compare to Naruto to, or maybe that's the issue. But it was a good chapter. It didn't feel rushed or fast paced, but the problem is there's still like a lot of info dump. It's kind of like if Naruto was like to make like a restart over, and they give us all that Naruto information, all about Kaguya, the Shishu, the Uzumaki clan, the Battle clan. If they would have given us all that information at once in the beginning, back to back, that's kind of how it feels. It feels like they just keep massive info dumping us, and it's like, can you produce the story and the characters and the relationship, and while we're doing that, give us a little bit here and there, not just all at once? Because it feels, I don't know, it just feels weird. Like, again, I'm trying to enjoy it, but it's like, it just gives me so many vibes of other series, and it's like, like, we found out something very important about this chapter, and we found out that there's 3 things a samurai needs to be a samurai. 1, he needs to have his samurai soul unlocked. 2, he needs a key holder, which is their pet that they ride and they use as transportation and as armor, weapon, and shields, which he already has both. He got his dog and he got his soul in the first chapter, first chapter. And the 3rd and final thing a samurai needs to be a complete full-fledged samurai, which this one is very weird and unique, is a princess by their side. Now, the Rama didn't explain exactly why they need a princess by their side, and all the other samurais we've seen did not have a princess, so it's kind of weird. I guess they were vogue samurais, maybe? Or maybe that you're not considered a full-fledged, I guess, after you get your princess. So I guess you're still a samurai in training, or a vogue, if you don't got one. But these are the 3 things a samurai needs to be a full-fledged samurai. The soul, the key holder, which is their pet, which they use as transportation and weapons and communication devices. And last but not least, a princess to protect. And as this is being explained, and we have Hachimaru just laughing out with his cat or dog, whatever that thing is, and the teacher's telling him to be quiet, we shift over to space, and we see the spaceship, and in that spaceship is a whole bunch of samurais. And they look like full-fledged samurais. Like, you could tell these guys are meant for war. And then there's one guy there, he's like the older of the samurais, and he's actually next to like this princess queen looking type lady. And we find out that that old lady is actually a princess, and the samurai next to her that's old is her personal samurai, and the other ones in front of them are just the guards. And she ends up stating something, and let me remind you, they're in space on the spaceship, and we don't get none of their name drops. We just get this little quick dialogue of hers telling him how she had a backflash of how they first met, and that she met him without having a soul key or soul orb, depending on which translation you're reading. And after that, we get switched over again to an actual princess who's getting scolded because supposedly she lost her orb. And every princess has an orb, and this orb is what leads them to meet their old faithful encounter with a samurai. And we get to have this nice screenshot you see on one of my thumbnail of the girl. She's like, oh, I'm open-minded, so I don't need that to find my samurai. And we get a picture of her and Hachimaru back to back. So I guess this lady, or this young girl, is gonna be Hachimaru's princess whenever he meets her. But accordingly, she lost her orb, which is supposed to be the object that links her to meet her old faithful samurai. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work since she lost the orb. Maybe Hachimaru might find somebody else who found the orb, and he'd probably be connected to them for a while until she gets the orb back, and then they switch over to her. Just one of my theories I'm throwing out there. But yeah, this was a unique chapter to say at most. All this info dumping and switching back and forth, it's kind of like, you're giving us too much. Just proceed with the lessons of the story. And Hachimaru, as we know, he's not really being a good student. Every time his teacher's talking and lecturing him, he's like, oh, what a drag, or he starts talking and playing with his animal, and just like, boy, you want to be a samurai, pay attention. Like, it's just so much things. It's like, I'm trying to enjoy the series, but it reminded me too much of other series. It's reminded me, actually, this chapter reminded me a lot of Shaman King, when he tried to take out his soul, he tried to stick it in his weapon. And Shaman King, that's technically how a lot of them would fight. They would take out their spirit animal or spirit creature from in them and stick it in their item / weapon. And then it would form into a spirit weapon, which they were allowed to use in their shaman fights. So this kind of reminded me of Shaman King. And I'm a huge fan of Shaman King, so it was like a kind of like a yay but a nay at the same time, because it felt too much like that, but at the same time it feels too much like Eden Zero, which is Hiro Mashima's new work, which if you have not read, it's fire. I advise you go read it. We're only like about 48 chapters in, so, and it won't be hard to catch up. Really great stuff. But yeah, Samurai 8 is kind of reminding me of all these different series combined. It's like, it hasn't really broke the mold, and it hasn't really gained its own popularity yet and its own status. But like I said before, I don't like to drop a manga series until I've read the first 10 chapters. So since this is chapter 6, we got 4 more left to go. And by chapter 10, I'll let you know if we're going to drop it or not. But hopefully it picks up. I did enjoy this chapter and chapter 4 and 5. So hopefully, you know, 7 and up, it gets more enjoyable. And we get more of the story and more plot progression. And we get to see more characters besides the cat master and Hachimaru and his beast. But that's all I have for you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, give this video a like. Tell me down below what you like and didn't like about the chapter, and what you think is going to happen, and what grapes or yes or nay that you have with the chapter so far, and how you feel about it. That's all I have for you guys. Peace out, have a good one.